Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel Scent Magnifique, and today we're going to be talking about special occasion fragrances. So as the holidays are upon us, these are fragrances that I would enjoy wearing on Christmas Day, on New Year's Eve, or any special occasion that you happen to celebrate over the holiday period or throughout the year even. So also birthdays could be included on this, anniversaries, or any occasion where you just want to let go and wear your favorite fragrance. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So at number 10, we've got 10 fragrances today. At number 10, we've got Frederic Mal's Une Rose. So Une Rose is on the list, like a lot of them, because of its performance and because of the projection. So this fragrance is very unique in that it is the most photorealistic rose that I've ever smelled. It has a red wine note beneath the rose, which gives it this kind of dark, almost gothic quality to it. And I can guarantee that you'll get noticed in a room if you're wearing this. And if you're a rose lover, then it's kind of a must-have. Yeah, as I say, the performance is fantastic. There is some truffle. There's a truffle note and there's some vetiver in the base, which when it dries down, it does have more of a kind of, I don't know, like a sort of slightly more sort of chocolatey quality to it. Although it's not kind of cakey, if you like. But it is definitely an attention grabber. So there you go. Number 10, Une Rose, Frederic Mal. At number 9, one that's come up on a few different lists this year, and that is Moschino's Toy Boy. So Moschino's Toy Boy is on the list because there's just not many places I would wear it other than on a special occasion, because it is so unique. It's such an attention grabber. The performance is out of this world. So in terms of like price versus performance, this is about as good as it gets. So it's obviously got this very strong pear note in the top. It's got a dominant rose note. It's got sandalwood. It's got vetiver in the base. And that kind of combines to create something that's quite sweet. However, I find that anything that's sweet but has some vetiver in the base means that it's not kind of sickly. It's not over the top. It does kind of dry down to something a bit more, I don't know, less sweet. And this one in particular, I would say, is a nighttime fragrance, a special occasion which happens to be nighttime. Going out for a party, New Year's Eve, for example, going to a club, dancing, you might enjoy wearing this one. So yeah, I would never wear it on a daily basis. I remember I wore it to work once and realized, oh, this isn't a work fragrance. But it's absolutely a fun one to wear on a special occasion. So that's number 9, and that's Moschino's Toy Boy. Number 8, and this is the first time I'm featuring a fragrance which is not from my collection, but it's from my partners, and that is Diptyque's Oolong. Now, this is one of the older Diptyque fragrances, or one of the original ones, and you can't get it anywhere. You can't get it everywhere. You can only get it in actual Diptyque stores, so you won't be able to get it in a franchise anywhere. So it is, yeah, it's beautiful. It's based around Opoponax, which for me smells somewhat similar to patchouli. But as is the case with my partner, this one is only ever worn on special occasions, and that's because it's kind of got this very grand quality to it. It's not something that you would wear day to day, but it is ideal for a special dinner, a party, Christmas Day, yeah, your birthday. So Oolong, number 8 from Diptyque. Number 7, and this is a classic, and it's been spoken about also quite a lot on this channel, and that is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Parfum. Sorry, Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Le Parfum. This one is here because, yeah. So it's a great fragrance. It's really fun. It's really spicy. It's really attention-seeking, and for that reason, it's a special occasion fragrance for me. So in the past, I've spoken about this probably being for date night. It's kind of quite sexy fragrance, but because of the spiciness, I think it could be quite fun for Christmas Day or New Year's Eve as well. It's not something that I would wear in the daytime. It's not something I would wear to work. But I think it's a really fun fragrance to wear on a special occasion. So that's Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Le Parfum at number 7. At number 6, we have, and this came up recently on my in my Jo Malone video, and that is Myrrh and Tonka. So Myrrh and Tonka is exactly what it says in the tin. Yeah, it's very, this one is like a kind of, it's very cozy, but it's very sophisticated at the same time. Myrrh in and of itself makes me think of Christmas, obviously, because of the three wise men. And the tonka bean is just such a warm note. Tonka bean is also in a lot of the Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances. It's what gives it that sort of sweetness. So it gives it a warmth and a sweetness. Myrrh obviously is not a very sweet note. It's a resinous note, but the mixture with the tonka means that it does. It's not overly sweet, but it's got a kind of sweetness to it and a sort of velvety sort of smoothness to it, which is just really pleasurable to wear. The performance on this one is also very good. It's obviously from their Cologne Intense line. I've worn this on New Year before. So there's not much more to say other than it's just a very enjoyable, pleasurable wear, and that you will get noticed wearing it. So that's Myrrh and Tonka, Jo Malone, number 6. Number 5, and this was the subject of a recent video all by itself, and that is Chanel number 5. So Chanel number 5. Yeah, God, I've really fallen in love with this one, despite my initial reaction to it, which some people had mixed feelings about. You can check it out yourself if you're interested. Chanel number 5, obviously, because it's so heavily marketed at Christmas, I think lots of people are going to be waking up with this in their stocking on Christmas Day, and there'll be lots of homes that smell of Chanel number 5 on Christmas Day, and as it should be. And it's just a pleasure to wear. It's very opulent, very sophisticated. It puts you in the mood to go out, actually. I could sort of, you know what I mean? It's that sort of smell that you put it on before you leave the house, and it kind of just puts you in the mood to go out there and meet people. When I talk about special occasions, I also want to sort of underline that it's not necessarily about socializing. It's not necessarily about being around other people, because I think, you know what I mean, obviously these dates, people celebrate them in different ways. So, and fragrance for me is such a personal thing that I can also enjoy this in the comfort of my own home, doing my own special, whatever I happen to be doing on Christmas Day, for example, if I'm not necessarily spending it with lots of other people. So that's Chanel number 5 at number 5. Number 4, and this is the one I happen to be wearing today, even though it's not a special occasion, but it's Tom Ford's Ombre Leather. Now, this one is on the list because of 2 reasons. The performance is just insane on this one. I'm just so happy with it for that reason, because it's kind of like the second best performing fragrance in my collection. And the other one is just of how unique it is. You know what I mean? So because of this dominant leather note, it's not necessarily suitable for all occasions. However, as I've discussed before about this one, it's not necessarily the leather which is the most interesting thing about it. For me, it's the jasmine sambac, which supports the leather. So it's leather, but with a white floral twist to it, which is what for me makes this it's just so interesting. It's not, and that white floral is not present in the Parfum version. It's not present in the new Low Ombre Leather either. So this one, the original Ombre Leather, for me is by far the best one for that reason. And because of the performance and because of the uniqueness, it's just a brilliant fragrance to wear for a special occasion. So number 4, Tom Ford Ombre Leather. Number 3, this is the fragrance that started the whole channel, and that is Frederic Malle Portrait of a Lady. Now, this one, yes. So this one is I don't know, it's a fragrance unto itself, in that it's kind of, for me, it's definitely going to get you noticed. It's the best performing fragrance in my collection. You know what I mean? Tom Ford would come close, the Ombre Leather would come a close second. But this one is that patchouli, rose, benzoin, incense combination is just very powerful and very captivating. So I came into contact with this fragrance first because somebody else was wearing it next to me, and I was just kind of like a bit blown away by like, what on earth is that? And as I say, this is the one that kind of started the whole channel for me. So Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle, you can wear that on any special occasion. I've only ever worn it on a special occasion. I would never wear this one to work. I would never wear it on a daytime, normal day. And because it's so powerful and I've got such a small bottle and it's so expensive, therefore it's very much a special occasion scent for me. So that's Portrait of a Lady, Frederic Malle, number 3. Number 2, and that is Diptyque's Benjoin Bohème. Now this one is at number 2 because if you wear this, I promise that you will be the most sophisticated smelling person in any room that you're in. I guarantee you. Benjoin Bohème is a classic. It's arguably one of the best scents ever. It's obviously built around benzoin. There's some patchouli in it. There's some angelica, styrax. So lots of resins. It's very warm. It's very cozy. It's got an incensey, church-like feel to it as well. And for that reason, it just kind of feels a little bit otherworldly, maybe even slightly spiritual, you could say. And for that reason, I think Christmas Day, this would be beautiful. New Year's Eve too. Although this one, as opposed to the other ones, you could actually wear this on a daytime and it would still be, it's still, I would still enjoy wearing it on a daytime, where some of the other ones I would probably reserve more for an evening. But Benjoin Bohème, there's not actually good enough words to describe it. So if you haven't tried it already, I suggest, go and give it a sniff somewhere, a Diptyque store or franchise nearby you. So Benjoin Bohème, Diptyque at number 2. And then number 1, which might be a bit left field, is Diptyque's 34 Eau de Parfum. Now, this one, so what can I say about this one? The reason why it's number 1 is because it's the first fragrance I think about when I have a special occasion. I wore it on my 40th birthday. I wore it on Friday night to a Christmas party. I would, unless I get anything, I happen to get a fragrance for Christmas on Christmas Day, I would wear this one probably. And it's the scent pyramid in this one that is the most interesting thing about it. And that's that it's supposed to be a representation of a Diptyque store. And that means just lots of notes. And there are tons of notes in this. However, the note pyramid is very interesting because it has spices in the top, florals in the middle, and woody notes or resins in the base. And that's why I discussed this in my Chanel No. 5 video last week, because it's similar in that it's got this scent pyramid with lots of notes, but there is a clear structure to it. This one is in the same vein as the original Opium perfume, so both for men and for women. And I love it, but I don't wear it that often because it just feels like it should be kept for a special occasion. It just feels that special. It's spicy, it's warm, it's opulent, it's, all of those things. So that's my list of special occasion fragrances. That's what I'll be wearing over the holidays. I would love if you would share your special occasion fragrance in the comments. And I look forward to any discussion around any of the fragrances that I've shared today. And I want to wish you a happy holidays to all of you who've supported the channel throughout the year. And I look forward to seeing you in 2025 with more content. Thanks and see you then.